The Girls Club, 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 The Girls Club. It's my club and I'm a girl, yeah.
Hello and welcome back to the Girls Club. I'm your president, Emily. And what was your ringtone when you first got your phone? Right. Let's go back in time. Insert memory edit. Whoa, I'm in 6th grade. I'm getting my first cell phone because I'm in a carpool now and I don't ride the bus anymore. So my mom has to make sure that I get home because I'm also in extracurricular activities, and sometimes I don't come straight home because I go to other things after school. What was my first phone? A Propel. What was that? It was this red and white slide up BlackBerry adjacent ass thing. Yeah, and was I in 6th grade or was I in 7th grade? You know, it's really hard to remember. You know, I'm so old. Like that SpongeBob episode. You're old, and Mr. Krabs takes that big ass fiber pill. I need one of those because I'd be constipated. Why'd you have to go and leave me so constipated? I hate the way my gut doesn't let me shit. It gets me frustrated. Yeah. So my first ringtone, right, was... Oh my God, wait, hold on. Earlier memory. Enact earlier memory mode. Go back again. Inception of memory. I'm having an earlier memory, and maybe I was still riding the bus sometimes because I vividly remember when Bluetooth, pre-airdrop, babies, join the chat. Pre-airdrop, you used to be able to Bluetooth, which was essentially airdrop songs and ringtones to your friends. And I remember getting Bluetoothed Soulja Boy's Kiss Me Through the Phone as a ringtone. And I think my first ringtone was, I don't even know what I think the song is called Here Comes the Boom. And it went a little something like this. Boom, here comes the boom, here comes the boom, here comes the y'all don't really want it like boom, here comes the boom, here comes the boom. And I really like that one. Some other ringtones I remember I had was Sexy Can I by Ray J, which classic song for a 7th grader, 6th grader to have as their ringtone. Am I right? About, you know, taking nude photos of strippers. Can I hit it from the front? Can I hit it from the back? Oh, you like it like that? Can we take it to the bed? Can we take it to the float? Let me chill for a second, then we back at it some more. Hey, sexy, can I just bottom my man a skirt? How you shake it? Gotta play it like, oh. Let me go and get my camera. So that was a ringtone. Kiss Me Through the Phone. Here Comes the Boom. Oh, and Chicken Fried by the Zac Brown Band. Which is so funny because if you know me, not a country girl, you know, never have been, never claimed to be. But there are probably like 3 country songs that I fuck with heavy. And Zac Brown, Chicken Fried. Little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on Friday night. A pair of jeans that fit just right. And the radio up. That was my ringtone. That was all pre-iPhone, mind you. I believe. Zac Brown Band might have been on the iPhone, but I don't think it was. Because I remember having to purchase it. Yeah, so what was y'all's first ringtone? Leave it in the comments. Comment down below. What was your first ringtone? And do you remember having to Bluetooth ringtones to people? Yeah, back in the day, y'all, back in the day. Which is funny because, like, I checked my analytics recently on my YouTube to see, like, who's following me, you know? who's subscribing, who's tapping in, who's watching, who's like, what do my club members look like, you know? And the majority of people are older than me. So shout out to the big sisters in the chat. So I feel like all of my references I make and stuff, when I'm like, yeah, it was a really long time ago, they were probably like, girl, it was not like that. Because like, I'm remembering through like a like baby brain, you know. I didn't really live that life. I wasn't really about that life, you know. I'm kind of falling in love with an era that I was never a part of, and I'm kind of cosplaying your culture, so I do apologize for that. Like specifically with the music I'm into recently, like all the Y2K shit. I mean, the set, y'all, I didn't really live through it like that. I was born in 1997. So I was a mere like elementary schooler during the 2000s. So yeah, but 2010, what you know about that? What you know about it? I know all about it. Yeah, I really do. The 2010s were just a fucking era, man. The swag era. Oh my God. I started high school in 2012. The swag era was like, I really lived that life, y'all. Except the sad part about that for me is like, high school, I had no fucking clue who I was, you know? Like I had no sense of self. I had no, like I knew like things that I kind of liked, but I never allowed myself to like indulge in that because I was like trying to be a perfect person, really. I was really trying to just be what everybody else wanted me to be. And I just was like, okay, yes, I'll do this, I'll do that, even though like I really don't care and I find no like satisfaction in it. But I did get satisfaction in doing what other people told me to do, you know? So yeah, when I was in high school, like it was during the swag era. You're a jerk, I know. You're a jerk. Like it was during all that huge like Ray Shrimid era. But I didn't dress like that. Unfortunately, I was on the chevron side of the swag era. I was on the chunky necklace, chevron, poof in the front of the hair, like high-low skirts. It was really unfortunate because like I feel like I could have been so much cooler if I just had a sense of self back then instead of just like doing what everybody around me did, because I would have 100% would have like dressed like swagged out with like a Cookie Monster flat bill. Oh my God. I'll never forget one year for Halloween, I went as a nerd, like literally whatever that means. That was like a big thing though in the swag era, was like the swaggy nerd, where it was like everybody had those like glasses and you could flip, like they were like normal glasses, right? Keep up with me. They had like extra lenses on the front that were sunglasses, and you could flip them up when you didn't need the sunglass part when you go indoors. I did have those. Got those from Hot Topic. And like the swag era like was like, it meant so many different things, right? Like it was really kind of like a cross-cultural moment between so many different like groups of people that was all being like spearheaded by Hot Topic. Like literally it was like the alt kids just coming together, but like all different sects of alt, right? Like you had like the emos coming like together with like the punk, coming together with like the more like, I don't know, like what do you call like the, like whatever the Young Boys were, yeah, the band who sang like You're a Jerk, whatever that fashion was, it was like all coming together because Hot Topic was the only place like making that fucking type of clothing. So yeah, Hot Topic was really the driving force for a lot of pop culture from like 2007 to like 2016. Truly, they really were. So shout out Hot Topic. I never really shopped there because like I said, didn't really have a sense of self, but my mom would take me there for like Halloween stuff. I went in there and I was like, yes. Hot Topic is weird. Like it's one of those places that like I've talked about this before, but it's like, it's so scary if you've never been in. Well, I guess like when you were a kid, it was probably, it's not anymore. It's not really the same as it used to be, but it was like advertised as this like super like dark, like demonic, like whatever. Like that's how people like perceived it. And then you go inside and it's like fucking Pokemon shirts and like Hello Kitty shit. And you're like, oh, office, like shirts that have like office references on it. And you're like, oh, okay, never mind. This isn't at all what I thought it was. It's basically like a Spencer's, if you've ever been to a Spencer's, which Spencer from iCarly, that guy was hilarious. Jerry Trainer. What a funny guy. How are you guys? 12 minutes of it'll come to me. Give it a second. 12 minutes and nothing. Okay. What do we have written down for this week? Holy fucking, let's hit the cuss count. Can we do it? Holy fucking shit and fucking bitch and dick and buck and bit and yeah. So Trump's death conspiracy, biggest letdown of 2025. I thought he was dead. Raise your hand if you thought Trump was dead and you were really happy. Me too. So when news came out that he actually wasn't dead, and like I was like, you're kidding. I really thought he was dead, especially after JD Vance was like a few days prior to the like death allegations, the death conspiracy, being like, I'm ready to step up whenever. Peter Thiel's hand up JD Vance's ass so hard, puppeting his, I'm ready to go. Peter Thiel just like getting hard at the thought of Trump dying so JD Vance can take over. And AKA he controlled the country, like really. Because like right now, like, yes, he's controlling shit, right? That bitch is literally like Dr. Evil. If Dr. Evil wasn't just like a stupid comedian villain, if like Dr. Evil was like actually like lived up to his name. Dr. Evil could have been like that, but I just remember Austin Powers was like, he was defeated quite easily, you know? So unfortunately, this billionaire is still doing well after he like allegedly killed his lover he was having an affair with. God, I just gotta love billionaires, man. You can't make this shit up. But yeah, I thought Trump was really dead. And so over the weekend, I was at my parents' house, and something about me is like when I go home, I do not be on social media. I do not use really social media at all. I don't know what it is. I think it has to do with the fact where it's like, I don't feel like I'm in real life when I go visit my parents. It feels literally like my life goes like this, like the movie Click with Adam Sandler, and I take the remote out and it goes pause, and then I like exit my like daily life, and I drive 8 hours and I open the door, I say I'm home, and the play that happens there is like a different DVD. Like a different DVD has been inserted into the Blu-ray, and that shit starts going while my real life is on pause. So it's like I don't use social media when I go home because it's like a pause from reality. It's a good escape. And so like I was just like briefly like checking my phone, and I saw something, and it was like, Donald Trump hasn't been seen in 24 hours and people are speculating that he died. And I was like, hallelujah. I was like putting my hands in the air, shit I'd never done before, like looking up to, you know, the God I don't believe in. I said, thank you. Thank you. Reason number 5,000 why I don't believe in God, because why has he not killed this hoe yet? You tell me that you mutilate millions of people every fucking year. You kill them from famine. You kill them from fucking war. You do whatever the fuck. Kill them in car crashes, whatever. But you can't kill Donald fucking Trump. Come on, God. Please. Please do this one thing for me, and I'll never ask you for anything else ever again. I never asked you for anything before, except when I was little and I was like really trying to believe in God, and I would pray to God, and then like my inner monologue would be like, God's not real, and I'd be like, shut up, just like I'd be like, and please keep my brothers safe and my mom and my dad, and then my inner monologue would be like, he's not real, and I'd be like, no. I was like, they're all gonna die now. Thanks a lot. I gotta start over. Yeah, so that fucking sucked. And then, like, I don't know, I was talking to my dad about it, and like in the moment, before it was like he came back out and he said some like incoherent like slinging together of random words about it that made no fucking sense.
And no, I've been very active actually over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious. Well, it's fake news. You know, it's just it's so fake. That's why the media has so little credibility. I knew they were saying like, is he okay? How's he feeling? What's wrong? I said, I just left. And it's also sort of a longer weekend, you know, it's Labor Day weekend. So
before he like came out with this statement, you know, I was like, yeah, I don't know. Nobody's seen him. And my dad was like, well, it looks like he was just seen like on his golf course or whatever. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, but like, if you're the president, how do you have time to golf? Like often, like a lot, like, and also like, he's really old. Like, it's probably not good for you to be golfing and stuff. I don't know. Go do water aerobics or something. And then pull a cramp and drown in a pool. Oh my God, I shouldn't say stuff like that. But I'm going to. Because I'm quirky and crazy and la 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 la. Yeah, that was a fucking crazy thing that happened. So insane. I can't believe it. But unfortunately, he's still here. But I will say, 2025 is not over. And if you guys remember, I made a prediction of like some stuff that's going to happen in 2025. It was in the episode where I was like, I got to change my thinking. Or club meeting. Every time. It was in the club meeting where I was like, I got to like recalibrate my negative brain and just be like, look on the bright side, you know? Look on the side that isn't fucking horrendous and terrible all the time. I was like, I gotta put on some rose-colored lenses to get through this bullshit. And I was like, I don't know. I just have this feeling like in my gut that this hoe is going to die in 2025. And so like, I really was like, oh my God, I'm fucking psychic. Then it didn't happen. I was like, no. But then I was like, wait, it's not over. And so hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully next time it isn't just a conspiracy. Oh my God, speaking of like losers, Ethan Klein from the H3 podcast, which, okay, so if you are not chronically online, this next part that I'm going to talk about is probably going to be like so random and like irrelevant to like your consumption of media, right? But at the same time, I feel like if you were subscribed to me, which is like this random ass person who has like YouTube videos and, you know, I feel like you're probably subscribed to a lot of people on YouTube. Yeah. I'm really good at selling myself short, and I'm really good at being like realistic about things. So there's that. You probably know what H3 is. H3 Productions is a production company that was started by Ethan Klein. And Ethan Klein is like I wouldn't call him like an OG YouTuber, but he has been in the space for a long time. Him and his wife run H3. I think it's technically like H3 Productions, and his his wife and him have that brand like Teddy Fresh or whatever that makes like the fuggliest merch of like all time. And I kid you not, every single time I go to a Goodwill, there is Teddy Fresh merch there. Specifically that ugly ass like block colored sweatshirt is always at a Goodwill. I swear to... What is that one song? Pray to a God that I don't believe in. I got time and she got freedom. But when a heart breaks, no, it don't break even. But anyway, so he has been on like a 2+ year crash out. This man is like the biggest like loser of the internet, and he also formerly had a podcast called Frenemies with Trisha Paytas before Trisha Paytas like fully rebranded into the like creator that she is now. And quite frankly, like I guess like I said, with every celebrity, influencer, whatever, I don't know these people, but she has like really rebranded herself as well, and like the person that she is and the things that she stands for and whatever. Outwardly, it seems to be like that, right? And after the ending of Frenemies, because it was like you could tell that show, like the dynamic was like very like toxic, and I don't know, like it lived up to the name of the show, you know what I mean? Like the name of the show was Frenemies, and these people quite frankly like seemingly hated each other. But since the fall of that show, Ethan has just like steadily declined in terms of internet real estate. Like people are not engaging in his content the way that they once were, and also B, just like the persona that he was playing has like really made like a hard pivot from the like woke progressive person that he was playing in Frenemies. And he had a podcast with Hassan Piker, who is a political commentator streamer, who is like very known to be like a progressive socialist and a like very big voice in the like leftist socialist movement for like millennial, Gen Z, whatever, you know. He's like kind of like boots on the ground type political commentator as well. Like he's very active in like protests and whatever. He's very like educated and also kind of like puts his money where his mouth is when it comes to like the shit. Like he really stands on stuff. So him and Ethan had a podcast called Leftovers, which was a political podcast that was like quote leftover. So it was like left leaning political commentary. And the biggest like issue with that podcast was that Ethan is stupid and he is a grifter. So like it doesn't matter what he believes in, he is going to pander to whatever the majority of his audience is. And at the time, because of Hassan, and honestly because of his podcast with Trisha Paytas, it brought a lot of like women and queer people over. And like I would say that demographic tends to be more left-leaning because of the legislation that the right tries to, you know, impose that directly affects those communities. And so like his audience was like becoming more progressive, more liberal, whatever. And then with Hassan, it became like very much that, because Hassan is a literal political commentator who is like, that's his whole audience is like that, right? So Ethan starts like, you know, really pandering to that demographic. But since he's so dumb and since he is so like ignorant, he oftentimes would make a fool out of himself on this show and like try to have these like gotcha moments with Hassan where like he would try to talk about something that he clearly like did very, very surface level research on. And then Hassan would be like, well, actually, like that's not accurate and whatever. And so the podcast went from being like friendly to being very like competitive and like nasty. And then from that, like I think that was such an ego like killer to Ethan, and he developed this like deep obsession and hatred for Hassan that to this day he will not shut the fuck up about Hassan. Like this man is obsessed with Hassan to a unhealthy degree, okay? Constantly is trying to like catch Hassan in like moments that will paint him to look bad and whatever. And he has like, since that podcast kind of ended, he has really like taken a hard pivot to being just like a troll. Like he's really nasty. He's like very like, he's like part of the whole like anti-woke movement, and his wife is Israeli and she served in the IDF, and he lived in Israel for a certain period of time because he's Jewish. And like he's just had some like really nasty things to say about what's happening in Gaza and what's happening with like Palestinian people. And it's not like a new thing. Like he has been talking negatively about like Palestinians for like years, like a decade, literally, him and his wife. You know, anytime anybody has anything like critical to say about Ethan, he will call them like anti-Semitic and will pull that card and bring like the fact that he's Jewish into the conversation when that was never even like a talking point in the first place. Like while in this at the same time he is being like outwardly like Zionist. So it's just like a whole ordeal, right? And so the internet has been on this continuous train of unsubscribing, and even like long-term H3 fans are kind of like over it. You know what I mean? He's just like not a great person. Okay. So that's kind of the lore. I mean, there's so much on this guy. You can go look up countless videos on Ethan and like get a better understanding of like his history, specifically on YouTube, and why people kind of don't fuck with him anymore. I mean, he literally had to have somebody create a button for him because he says so much out of pocket shit. And since the podcast is live, they can't like edit it out. So like they created a button to push whenever he starts like saying like horrendous stuff that cuts the feed. And like they make a joke about it because he'll start saying like slurs and shit. It's like, also I think like 2 weeks ago, he literally said like the N-word on the podcast. Yeah. So there's just like shit like that where you're like, oh, you're just a really bad person. And his fans are actually insane. Like they have like really fostered a group of hateful people in their community who are very like attack driven towards creators that like speak out about Ethan and Ela and everything. And yeah, they're just like not good people. And what's so funny is like he's so like hypocritical because he like the whole basis of his show at this point is him just talking shit on like people for like doing bad stuff, or in what is in his eyes like bad or whatever. Like he basically, his whole podcast is like him just like shit talking, right? And then when people like criticize him for doing like actually terrible things, he just like sends his little minions to like dig up like shit on people and like whatever. But recently what happened, all this to say, there's your background on Ethan Klein. Really bad person. Okay. Last week, a Reddit user was found and linked to Ethan Klein that was like created 15 years ago called pedo_troll. Okay. This was a Reddit account that Ethan Klein created when he was 25. Okay. He wasn't like 14. He wasn't 16, he was fully frontal lobe developed at his big old age of 25. Created a Reddit account called pedo_troll, where he would post just the most disgusting and horrendous things on Reddit, and would like engage in conversations revolving around like sexual assault of minors and pedophilia, and spreading like Israeli propaganda. So here are some of the things that he had posted. Once I was at the park with my grandma and we were walking over a little river with a stone walkway. Well, she was feeling chipper this day because she decided she wanted to leap over one of the stones. Well, she slipped much like this guy, except her body was too frail to handle the fall. She broke her hip and her head just sat back in the water because she couldn't sit up. I run to pick her up, but it was too late. She drowned. Sometimes now I take my kids through the same park and something comes over me. I force their head into the water to create this scene with my grandma, and I hold their faces until they almost drown. Then I take them out. Part of me feels like I'm trying to relive that memory and save her. And I'm afraid that one day I will drown children too. Okay. Here's another one. That bleep child sure is elastic. Reminds me of when I stand in front of the mirror and twist my hips so my dick dances around in circles. Usually stops like he did too when it hits my 2-year-old in the face. LOL. He usually stands under me asking me what I'm doing, and I just tell him daddy's dancing. LOL. There's a lot of posts on there talking about scat play and like poop, and like there's one that he talks about like putting peanut butter on his like asshole and having his dog lick it off because it's like in like on his balls and stuff, and like it's really disgusting, like really fucking disgusting. A lot of stuff around like like essaying children and whatever. And so the internet found it. And you might be thinking, oh my God, like, what did he say in response to this? This is what he said in response to that is the type of stuff he was posting on here, right? Not to mention all of the stuff that he was saying that was like racist. He even posted something about like the Barack Obama when he was president being like, how would you like if Sasha and Malia and Michelle had to go through, let me find it. At White House, Mr. President, would you send Michelle, Sasha, Malia through TSA screening, naked photos, or invasive genital groping? You choose. Like, so disgusting. Okay, so he says all of this, right? And you're like, oh my God, how do you even like respond to this, you know, after this getting leaked? Like, this is really bad. This is what he says. My friends, I have a terrible confession to make. Yes, it is true. My 15-year-old Reddit account was identified by using a doxing website that lists a history of all emails and passwords that have been leaked in illegal data breaches. Pause. The fact that he knew that this was out there is like, why were you not? Okay. How are you not like thinking about this every single day of your entire life until this is deleted? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that this account still existed, it's not like it was like found on the Wayback Machine. Like, it was still there, you know? Like, today, that account, or not today, I think he finally deleted it, but it like prior to him knowing about this like resurgence of people finding it, like it was still out there. I will never understand this with like people who are famous, who know that they are fucked up and who know that they have said horrible stuff. Why do you just leave it out there? It's because you are a shitty fucking person who has not evolved at all, and you still stand behind that shit that you said. Mind you, this man is a father. This man has children. Yeah. Not everybody should be allowed to have kids. Sorry, but if you are saying this type of shit on your like social media account, this is also why anonymous social media should not fucking exist. Like, everybody should have to put their fucking face on their profile and their fucking real government goddamn fucking name. You know? And okay, my username is Starnesey, right? That's not my actual name. However, I don't hide my identity. You know, I say my name on stuff. And like, I'm not like hiding behind a fucking mask and not showing who I am and trying to be ambiguous and trying to be deceptive to my audience and whatever. I'm not like hiding anything. And social media should have to be that way because people like this can just hide behind some stupid fucking username and no profile picture and get away with being disgusting and being fucking gross and existing in communities where everybody is fucking gross. It's like, fuck you. Fuck you. Every single person who doesn't have a fucking like social media account where they put their face on it and they put their name on it, fuck you. You're a loser. Like, literally, like, you are a fucking loser if you use that account to like do gross shit like this or to like leave hate comments on shit. Like, so many people literally have such boring goddamn fucking lives that they go out of their way to just be horrendous on social media because, I don't know, because they hate themselves so much they have to like make other people feel like shit. And every time it's somebody who doesn't have a fucking profile picture, who doesn't have a fucking username, who like, and it's just like, that should not be allowed. Like, I feel like if you have that type of social media, you should be banned from commenting on stuff or you should be banned from posting stuff. Because if you're not going to contribute anything, you shouldn't be involved in the fucking conversation. This shit pisses me the fuck off, especially on Reddit, a place where like, yeah, there's some good on there, but the majority is really bad and like nasty, nasty stuff. So, okay. He's not denying that this was his, okay? A post last night was made on a snark subreddit by a person who obtained this information. Mind you, the H3 like subreddit is probably the biggest snark subreddit that exists. And a snark page is literally just like a page devoted to talking shit. Okay, all they do is dig up shit and talk shit. That is what his page is. And he continuously rags on quote snarkers when he himself is a snarker. Like, that is his entire platform is snark. Like, that's all he does. With Reddit's help, this person was able to decimate this illegally and maliciously obtain information to a community whose sole purpose is to harass me, my family, and my employees. Sorry, you made the fucking account. It's like people are so fucking delusional when they're like, oh, not the results of my own fucking actions catching up to me. Oh, it's your fault for finding it. It's your fault. That's not how fucking like accountability works, babe. It's not the person's fault who found out that you did something bad. It's you. It's your fault. You did the bad thing. Why are you pointing the finger at them? And babe, data breaches happen all the fucking time. Like, I don't know how many times my email has been leaked in a data breach from a website. Like, I mean, Netflix has had like thousands. That's dramatic, but I'm sure they've had like a lot. I feel like when I had a Netflix account, I would get emails like probably at least 3 times a year about my data getting breached. I had one on my other subscription platform that I use. I've had them on like numerous things. That just happens. Like, and that's the scary part of it. But that to be said, it's a risk that you take when you exist on something that is inherently unsecure or insecure, which is the internet. Like, it's open protocol. Like, you can't control everything that happens. And that's why, like, you need to just like, you need to be careful with what you do on here because it is up to be stolen or leaked or whatever, you know? In doing so, some terrible revelations were made. Number 1, yes, my account username, pedo_troll, made a few bizarre and edgy attempts at being funny. Is talking about drowning your hypothetical children and smacking your hypothetical 2-year-old child in the face repeatedly, sexually assaulting them with your penis funny to you? Is using racial slurs funny to you? Is threatening like Barack Obama's children and wife like funny to you? I know I was making jokes about Donald Trump like dying. Well deserved, you know, a result of his own actions. But like Michelle and Malia and Sasha, while they were children, is fucking crazy. It was common on Reddit 15 years ago to create thematically named troll accounts to post silly things from. How is it silly though? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm saying. It's like, also, you were not a child. You can't use the defense of it was 15 years ago. 15 years, dude, you're 40 some years fucking old. 15 years ago, you were a grown-ass adult with a fully formed fucking brain. What do you mean it was 15 years ago? It was a different time. Maybe if you were 25 right now and you said 15 years ago. But, bro, you have a full head of gray hair. You have hella wrinkles. You have 2 fucking kids or whatever. You can't be pulling the 15 years ago I was a different person bullshit. You were a full adult. Don't even start with that. Like infantilizing yourself. Such bullshit. The method was to have Redditors read something crazy, then check the username and realize it was a goof because pedophilia is so fucking funny and hilarious moment. You can see the evidence of this on most of the posts made in, he put in quotation marks, in character. Who's the character? Because the lines got blurred. Because, okay, also something I didn't say, not all of the posts were like this. Not all of the posts were trolling posts. There was a big portion of posts that were like genuine, like comments on stuff or genuine like questions he would ask or like normal ass conversations he would have in Reddit threads. So it's like you didn't only use this as a troll account. Like, which also, if you're a troll, like fucking touch grass. Jesus Christ, like loser status. Oh my God. These troll stories included anecdotes that clearly never happened, including a story that references my children who were born 10 years later. It doesn't matter. You know, that does not matter. Like, it doesn't matter that you didn't actually have kids that you were actually sexually assaulting. It's the fact that you were like fantasizing about it. It's the fact that you were talking about it and like posting about it. It's like also to think that like this man is a father and his kids are young right now, but like he is going to exist forever on the internet. You know, he's too big of a person on the internet to not have a crazy breadcrumb trail that he's leaving behind on the internet. Like his internet footprint is huge. So there's no way that he's going to be able to wipe all of this shit, you know? Because also he'll never be able to wipe all of it because also he doesn't believe that what he says is bad. So he leaves it, you know? Until somebody smarter than him is like, you need to delete that. Like, that's fucking insane. Like him saying the N-word not even 2 weeks ago on live. And when they posted the VOD from that podcast episode, guess what part was cut the fuck out? Yeah. Because it's crazy. Because it's fucking crazy. And why the fuck would you say that? Like, oh my God. So anyways, he says, further evidence of this is simply that I was self-promoting my YouTube channel while doing these parody posts. I knew I was personally identifiable the entire time. Right. So back to what I was saying. You knew this was leaked to you. You knew that this exists and you use it to promote your YouTube channel, which weird. Like, who are you trying to get over to your YouTube channel? Pedophiles? Racists? misogynist? I'm confused. Like, what the fuck kind of audience are you trying to foster? I was not ashamed of it then, and I am not ashamed of it now. Crazy. I've never seen a influencer or a creator or a celebrity, like anybody. I've never seen anybody be called out for something that is rightfully horrendous and not apologize for it and not like express over and over and over how terrible of a person that they were and how bad that take was, and not say like, I've grown and blah, blah, blah. No, he says, I knew what it was then and I stand behind it now. Yeah. You guys, some of the things that he was saying, like, oh my God, go watch, Adam McIntyre made a video talking about this. I think he was live and then posted like the VOD from it, but go watch that. And he like has all the examples of the shit that Ethan said. Like, it's crazy. Okay. It's fucking crazy. Embarrassed? Yes. On par with cringing at my old YouTube videos. So talking about sexually assaulting children and dogs, honestly, because he was talking about dogs like fucking licking his nutsack and his balls and like getting off on that, and talking about fucking nearly murdering children in a river after watching his grandma fucking trip and die or whatever. It was on par with his YouTube videos and it was just cringy. Number 2, yes, there are a few posts of me being a Zionist Jewish supremacist. Literally admitting to it, which includes me mostly arguing with someone calling Israel Nazi Germany. Well, if the shoe fits. That's all I gotta say. In totality, about 95% of the posts were about StarCraft 2 or self-promoting my YouTube channel. I have nothing to hide and nothing to apologize for. And remember, folks, joking about pedophilia is not the same as having it on your computer. He really thought he ate with that. He said, hey, I might talk about pedophilia and I might fantasize about it and I might post about it a lot, but hey, that doesn't mean I have pedophilia on my computer that you know of. I'm sorry. Like, these people should not be allowed to have kids. This is so fucking weird. It's like Shane Dawson having children is actually so insane to me that he was able to like adopt not one but two children. Because if you know anything about his internet fucking history and who he is as a person, you would not let this man within 100 miles of a baby, of a child at all. That man is a pedophile. Like, a self-admitted pedophile, by the way. Like, there is verbal and video record of him talking on a podcast about how he finds babies, like 1-year-olds, like sexually attractive. And that is what I mean when I say like, cancel culture is not fucking real. Like, nothing is real. No accountability is real. And what is the common denominator in all of this? White men. It just is so fucking gross. It's so fucking gross. I don't know. Those posts coming out like actually like triggered something in me that like angers me so much. As somebody who like grew up in an era where they were always like, careful what you post on the internet, like you'll never be able to get a job because like, you know, companies don't hire people who are active on social media and blah blah fucking blah. Meanwhile, these fucking freaks and weirdos made whole careers out of it, fostered communities out of it, and make millions of dollars. Like, Ethan Klein is a multi-millionaire. Shane Dawson is a multi-millionaire. Jeffree Star is a multi-millionaire. Like, I'm sorry. How? How do they still have audiences? It's because people Like, people say that, like, this kind of goes back to what we were saying last week about like billionaires. It's like, we're never going to progress unless we like hold people fucking accountable and mean it and stand on fucking business. But it's like, people say that they care about like protecting kids and they care about like blah, blah, fucking blah. But then they still watch them because they're like, but they're my comfort YouTuber. Fucking go jump off a fucking bridge. Genuinely. Because like at the end of the day, not only do these people really not give a fuck about you, but they are harmful to society. And furthermore, like, they should not be allowed to have a platform. You know? You wouldn't want like some fucking like pedophile who just got out of fucking jail to be able to like hop up on the internet and be like, hey guys, let me tell you about my fucking day in the fucking life and make a bunch of money off of it. And at the same time, like have a history of like abusing children. That would gross you the fuck out and you wouldn't engage. But because these people are like, you knew them before the bad stuff came out, you can excuse it. And it's like, that's just not who the fuck I am. That's not who the fuck I am. Like, I mean, and I'm not saying like I'm better than people who don't do that, but I am saying that like if you're gonna claim to give a fuck about this stuff, then fucking stand on it. Because at the end of the day, especially with the creative space and the entertainment space, the viewer holds the power. If you stop watching, they stop making money. They stop having a platform. And like H3H3, like as a production company, is like everything that's wrong with the industry. It's like, not only is it run by a horrendous man, but it's also like fostering a community of like really bad people. And it's like its employees are put in a very hostile work environment, and it's just like, it's bad. And everybody just sits back and like watches it happen and continues to engage. And I mean, he clearly still has enough people watching to like pay his bills and maintain this company. And it's just like, that's so crazy to me that many people are still engaged. It's like Shane Dawson. I'm like, how does he still have millions of subscribers? I don't like, genuinely, I don't get it. Not only is he a pedophile, he is so racist. Like, oh my God, you guys, if you saw his old, you have to watch Nikki Carry-On's video on Shane Dawson. You have to watch, she's like 3 parts so far. It's going to be 4 parts. And I've never seen more insane things in my whole entire life that an individual has put out on the internet. Genuinely. Like, I don't understand at all how he has any sort of audience. Like, at all. I don't know how YouTube hasn't kicked him off the platform, quite frankly. And that's like another thing. It's like, nobody cares because he's making the money, you know? So it's just really awful. Same with Jeffree Star. I don't know how he still has a YouTube channel. Like, genuinely, I don't. With everything that he has done. So yeah, didn't mean to talk about that for as long as I did, but like, that was just something that was like really triggering to me, because like, as somebody who like turns to the internet as like a community space for like, you know, people who are interested in the same things that I am, or who have similar views or whatever, it's very scary for me to think that there is like the opposite of that, where it's like people also turning to the internet to be part of communities, but it's like, that's the stuff that they're like finding community in. And like, that is so, it's like reason number like 1,000 why it's like, I could never have a child, because I'm like, I would not sleep at night. Like, I really genuinely, like, I am so grossed out by creepy men. And specifically, like, I mean, the fact that our president is a literal rapist, like, that just says enough. That right there just says enough about rape culture and how women are viewed in society and how children are viewed, and like the fact that like guns haven't become illegal. Like, genuinely, like the fact that like school shootings happen every single fucking day and we never stop fucking, you know, talking about thoughts and prayers and whatever the fuck. And then meanwhile, like, no change happens. But then 9/11, something that happened like literally over 20 years ago, we have a, you know, holiday devoted towards remembering it and honoring the people that died and whatever. And it's like, yeah, that's tragic and awful and, you know, a bad thing. But American citizens, and specifically children, are actually dying every single day, like currently, from fellow Americans. And we don't talk about that. And we don't talk about like making change for that not happening again. Because I don't know why. I don't know why people are like, we need to have guns. Like, genuinely, I don't understand why. Because it doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. All that to say, it's like, it's scary that like communities like that exist, and also it's like this guy is like doubling down on the fact that like, he's like, yeah, I did that. It was kind of embarrassing, but like, I don't regret it. And I don't see anything really wrong with it. Like, it was cringy, but like nothing's really wrong with it. And the fact that that man is a father. That's why I don't want kids. That's why I think a lot of people shouldn't be able to have kids. Because I'm like, it should be way harder to become a parent than to just be like, I want to have a baby, or like, I had sex and now I'm pregnant. Oopsies. It's like, no. Because a lot of y'all are fucking creeps and weirdos, and you're having babies, and like, you're acting as if you're not this creepy weirdo and you weren't in your past life, quote, past life, where you were a fully fucking formed adult. And also, he constantly criticizes people for everything. Talk shit on people for everything. And he was sitting on this, and he knew that this existed the whole fucking time? Fucking don't throw stones in a glass fucking house, bitch. Like, oh my God. But anyways, yeah, I like had like 4 other topics to talk about, but we're not going to get to it because I'm going over. But yeah, I just had to share that because I don't know. I think that like there's so much that we can learn from this type of stuff that happens on the internet, because I think a lot of people who like aren't chronically online are not aware of like how scary of a place like the internet can be. And so like, I feel like it's important to talk about this stuff so people realize like the ramifications of like existing on the internet, specifically like putting your children on the internet. I guess like if there's like a message from this, it's like there are creeps and weirdos like literally lurking in every goddamn corner. Okay. And the access that people have to children, specifically on the internet, is so unrestricted and so terrifying. And like, if you don't have a kid, but like maybe your sister or your brother or like, I don't know, your cousin, your friend, they do, I would just so strongly encourage you to either make all of your accounts private and vet who is following you if you're going to be posting your children on it. I would strongly recommend never posting your children on the internet ever. Like, genuinely, until they are of legal age, do not post them on the internet. Because freaks exist. And I don't know, like, this is a person who is very public and very big and has a very big following. And also, mind you, a lot of underage people engaging in his content, and like is not ashamed of the fact that he was talking about pedophilia and whatever. So like, there are millions of freaks out there. And so like, yeah, I don't know, like with my nieces and stuff, I think about this all the time. And like, I don't have any photos of them on my social medias because it's scary to me because since I do have a public platform, like I don't want anybody to have access to them or any images of them, even if they're not like revealing or whatever. Like, people are just so fucking gross and weird. So like, I don't know, long story short, private your accounts if you're going to post your children. And furthermore, go through that follower list and delete anybody who you don't fucking know personally and you wouldn't trust to watch your kids. And even then, it's like, I still wouldn't post them. So I don't know. That's the lesson of this one. Okay, so at the end of every podcast, I throw a question out to the club members. Oh, fucking club meeting. God damn it. Twice in one episode is crazy. At the end of every club meeting, I put a question out to club members and you guys answer and then we talk about it at the end. So if you're not following the Girls Club on Instagram, go follow it. It's thegirlsclub.pod on Instagram. We post clips from the show over there. We post fun Instagram stories and it's a good time. So go check it out. But this week I post, who would your dream blunt rotation be? And not necessarily like to smoke with, but just like who would you like want to meet or like interact with? Like if you could meet or interact with anybody. So y'all are so fucking funny. Sydney Sweeney so I can rob her. Did y'all see she's dating Scooter Braun now? Wah, wah. Losers find other losers. I swear to God. What a fucking nightmare combo of people. Jesus Christ. That's so funny. So you could rob her. That's so real. Tate McRae, valid. Dude, as like a former dancer, Tate McRae is that girl for the dance community, babe. Like we were all tapped in. Like I've been following Tate McRae's like journey as like a dancer since she was like a child, like a literal child. So crazy that she's like now like a big pop star. Not crazy, but just like insane to see. You know what I mean? Because like she was just like, she's always been famous in the dance community, but to see that she's like literally like a pop star now is like, wow, it's crazy to see how much can change in like such a short amount of time. Jonathan Bailey. So I'm not on the Jonathan Bailey train yet because I haven't really like watched anything that he's done. And I know he's been in like a bajillion things, but like I just like genuinely haven't really seen him in anything yet. But I definitely understand the hype, but like I need to watch the stuff that he's done. Like I still haven't watched Wicked. I know. And like the other shit he's done, like I haven't really watched yet. So Christy and Kelly from Dance Moms, dude. Yes. Kelly was like, I was always obsessed with Kelly from Dance Moms. She is Brooke and Paige's mom. And like, I don't know, she just seemed like so familiar. Like I'm like, I know this person in real life. Like I've met a version of Kelly before. You know what I mean? Like I've met one of her like clones, especially being a dancer. Like so many moms were Kelly, you know? And Christy, same thing. Like one of my friends' moms really reminded me of Christy. They also looked pretty similar too, like very blonde hair, fair skin. Christy is Chloe's mom. Yeah. But yeah, I never really fucked with Melissa, Maddie's mom, but I do love Dr. Holly, Nia's mom, and Dr. Holly is an anime nerd. She loves anime. I was like, girl, of course you do, because you're smart and beautiful. I always see her on TikTok talking about animes that she's watched. I'm like, oh my God, my future. Cole Sprouse, Brittany Broski, and Robin Williams. Wow. Cole Sprouse, very random in that, I feel. Like I don't really know how I feel about Cole Sprouse. I've seen some interviews of him where I'm like, wow, this guy is like actually like really funny and like a vibe or whatever. But then I don't know. It's like, I think Jughead really like turned me off from Cole Sprouse. You guys watched Riverdale? That character was just like, ooh, it was so cringy. Like that whole show. Also, y'all know KJ Apa, the guy who played Archie in Riverdale. He has some weird like second TikTok account where he like goes by, let me find it. It's actually like really strange. He's very strange on the internet. Okay, so his like secret TikTok account is called I Am the Real Mr. Fantasy. And he like puts out music on it, but he like plays this character and like it's so strange. And all the videos have so many views.
I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good. I'll tell you what, that's great, man. That's great, man. I'll tell you why. Because I love you. Each and every single one of you, I love you. I've been reading all the comments.
And he has like fake teeth in and wears a wig.
I come up here to get perspective. It's important to remember why I'm here. A lot of people come in.
Like, it's funny, but like it's so weird. He's so strange. He's always done like weird stuff on the internet though. Like, he's a very weird guy. The last person said Mac Miller. Yeah. Rest in peace, Mac Miller. I liked Mac Miller's music, but I wasn't like obsessed with him. But I did like his music, and he seemed like a genuine person. Who would mine be? Okay, I thought about it a bit, and this is what I came up with. The Try Guys, but just Keith and Zach, like the current Try Guys. Because I just want to talk to them about like their YouTube journey, and I would want to talk to them about like what it's like doing like the production company versus just like putting out your own YouTube videos like solo and without having to like, you know, employ people. Just like, I just want to talk about it. And they've been on YouTube so long, like I feel like they just have like really good advice, and they seem like nice people. Michael Jackson. Also, I don't think I would want all these people to be in the same room. I feel like I'd want to have like one-on-ones with them, because I feel like all together, all these people, it's going to be chaos and it's not going to be good. Michael Jackson, because for obvious reasons, like I literally just would want to sit in the same room as him. Like, he wouldn't have to talk to me. Like, I just really want to just sit there and like look at him and be like, wow, you are real, you know? Because I feel like he's so like big that like it's like I can't imagine like him in real life. Britney Spears, same thing. I've also heard that she's just like a really nice person, like a really genuinely kind person. So like I just want to like talk to her, and like not to talk about like any like of her like, you know, career or anything. Like I just want to talk to her as like a human being. Like just talk to her about like, how is life? Like, what are you doing? Like, what do you like to do? Like, I don't know. What do you watch? Like, what do you like? What do you listen to? Like, what, like, I don't know. Like, just literally talk to her like as a person. I wrote Hayao Miyazaki, and he's like the guy who did like the Studio Ghibli films. I just want to talk to him about that. And just talk to him about like kind of like anime in general, because like I feel like he's the only person who makes anime and like doesn't sexualize like women in it at all. Like all of the female characters in like the stories that he makes are not like drawn sexually, and they don't have like weird like infantilized like voices, and like I don't know, like I just want to talk to him about that and like the culture of like, you know, anime. And like I really would love to talk to him about storytelling and like how he comes up with ideas for stuff, because like his stuff is very like abstract too. So love to talk about that. Slushy Noobs, because like Martin and Hamza, like I genuinely like just want to be a fly on the wall in their like life. And also similarly to like the Try Guys, like I want to talk to them as like the new gen wave of YouTubers, like really like entering like professional levels of like YouTube production, because like it's so cool to see that growth, and like also they're so young. So to talk about like that switch of having to go from just like creators who like just make their own videos for fun and blah 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 to like employing people and having to like, you know, hand over a lot of their stuff to like editors and stuff now, and to like just that transition, and talk to them about like, I don't know, just everything. And I don't know, it's like they're younger than me, but I feel like I could learn so much from them and their experience. And then lastly, Bobby Flay. You know, that was my sexual awakening. Bobby Flay was my first crush I ever had, and I also really wanted to be a TV celebrity chef. Like that was my first ever thing that I was like, that is what I'm meant to do, is like cook on camera. And it's very funny how like cooking is a big part of my life. Like I love cooking. However, I have tried to film and cook. It is the most stressful thing of all time. I think it'd be different if I had like a production crew doing it for me. But I have gained like infinite respect for cooking content creators who like do it all on their own, because like it is so difficult. It is probably the hardest medium to create content around, because like food is something that like people love watching, but it's really hard to make it look good on camera if you don't have like really high level cameras and like perfect studio lighting and like aesthetic like cookware and like whatever. So and the shooting of it specifically is really hard because like lighting and shit is difficult, and I don't know. But yeah, I really thought I was going to be like a celebrity chef, and then not a celebrity, not a chef. So here we are. But anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube, please subscribe. Yeah, trying to grow this over here and get more members of the Girls Club. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you in next week's club meeting. Bye.
The Girls Club, 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 the Girls Club. It's my club and I'm a girl, yeah.